First of all, thank you for your time to join this roundtable and to share with us your ideas and regards to the IoT security. Firstly, I would like to have a short introduction. And maybe start with Hector.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my name is Hector Tejero. I'm a solutions architect at the Engineering Solutions Center in Arrow Electronics. I'm based in Spain, and I have about 20 years experience in working in embedded industry and design services. And I specialize in products and service design from ideation to realization, with focus on Internet of Things and security. Arrow is known as the largest distributor of components in the world. And in the last 5 or 6 years, we've been building a design practice on design services. And I'm part of the team for the last 4 years, approximately. As Arrow, we play in about 7 different vertical markets, including transportation, Internet of Things, medical electronics, railway electronics. The team in Europe is comprises of a director, 6 business development managers, which are assigned per region, and a number of solution architects. I am part of the solution architect team. In total, the team is 35 people in Europe. We have a similar group in North America.
Okay. And Hector, just to ask one more question. When you say IoT as one sector, which vertical are you talking about? That consumer IoT or industrial or medical, maybe?
Yeah, our customers fall across different verticals, as you mentioned, and that includes smart cities. We have several engagements on smart cities here in Europe and North America, but also medical electronics. We are collaborating with several companies in Eastern Europe and in Hungary as well to develop products which address medical electronics needs with security in mind. One of the strongest needs for security is in the medical sector because of the personal identifiable information that needs to be protected.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And what about you, Juan?
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, for having me here. My name is Juan Nogueira. I'm working for Flex from here in Stuttgart. From here, I'm leading the Center of Excellence for Connectivity for the World Company. So in a sentence, I think I would describe Flex as an end-to-end product services company. And that means that we help all sorts of companies bring in their products to the market. And this range is quite varied. It includes things like medical devices for drug delivery or connected medical wearables for blood glucose monitoring. In the automotive area, we make everything from in-car entertainment to information systems to domain controllers. And at home, for sure, you may have some coffee machine or some domestic appliance has been made by Flex. Yeah? And then on the other area, we also have a large cloud, edge, and 5G computing and communication infrastructure business. You know? So it's a quite range of products, and of course, all of them are branded with quite familiar names to all of you. You know? Not with Flex name, but we made devices and equipment for our customers. Yeah.
Introduce a bit Brightsight. So what I do is we are test lab or evaluation lab, and we do security evaluations on IT products. The motivation for our customers to perform an evaluation, what I observe is that is in 3 factors. One is about compliances. Some of the customers has to do get the certificate because they need this certificate to enter the market. So they need to comply with some compliances. And the second one, what we see is that the risk management. They want to manage their risk in terms of security. So they want to have some security evaluation on their own product. And the third one is accountability, or we can some of the customers see security as a differentiator, so that they can say, okay, our product is more secure than the others. So that's are the 3 main factors we see. So I'm curious, how is your customers see security, or what is the motivation for you or your customer to do security evaluation or looking for security evidences, maybe not evaluation, but self-declaration.
The demand for security is growing, yeah? But unfortunately, the total cost of ownership is still the main concern of customers when we restrict to IoT, you know, when a new IoT concept or idea is being created, you know. And unfortunately, what security means in IoT, well, it's not always well understood. You know? Let's take, for example, one of our customers, which is called Machine Max. You know? So it's active in the construction business. So we develop for them a machine monitoring and tracking device that collects many data about machines in one area, you know, how the machines are active, where they are, etc. And then these devices, they send all this data to a cloud for further analysis, you know. And so unauthorized access to the monitoring device in this case, in the monitoring construction machine use case, may not be a risk in the sense that nobody is going to take a remote control of the machinery, because it's not a device which is embedded on the machine control, but it can create a lot of problems with the intrusion of malicious code that, for example, drains the batteries faster than normal or randomly modifies the data. This can create a lot of disruption in the construction flow, downtimes, logistic problems, or it may be it may take time also to find what is the problem of all these, you know, unexpected problems. So the customers assume security. Customers don't ask all the time for security. They assume security is something intrinsic to the device. You know, like when you buy a car, you know, you don't ask for the car to be secure. You assume the car is secure. You know? So this is where you know, we have to find, or the devices should be designed following some security standard, you know, like cars are and other complex systems are being doing. But this is not so far the case in IoT yet.
Yeah, I hear what you are saying. A very interesting point is about the compliances or the guidelines for one market, and probably for automotive or other traditional markets, there is already mature guidelines and compliances. But in terms of IoT, it's I would say there I can see that there is already a lot of compliances guidelines appear. But do you find it useful, or is it challenging to follow? How do you think about those guidelines?
Let me give you examples about your previous question on how can security evidence help our customers. And let me give you 3 examples that I think will resonate with everyone. Universal passwords weaken IoT security. And if one device is compromised, then more often than not, all devices with that same password are also compromised. And the new standards and regulatory changes mean that the IoT products that use passwords need to be able to be different across different devices. So this is one example. The second example is security software updates. They are vital because every product, whether it's medical, IoT, or otherwise, is susceptible to vulnerabilities. And if updates cannot be provisioned and sent securely from the cloud over to the edge device, then the security of the product will always diminish over time. Yes, you may launch a product, let's say in 2021. By 2023, 2021, 2022, you need to be able to patch because these vulnerabilities are apparent all of the time. And then the third example is that you need to be able to report and manage, and not only report, but resolve the vulnerabilities. And otherwise, the consumer IoT products and the consumer confidence will also diminish over time. So this security evidence will come in many levels of assurance, depending on the application and depending on what costs you want to spend on assurances. But at the very least, they need to ensure that best practices are followed and that products comply to a standard, to standards and regulations where the product is sold. Whether it's sold in Europe, then you need to comply to the European regulation, or elsewhere, North America, Asia, and so on.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that those three security evidences will be helping the IoT products in general to the security problems. But my question, or what I'm curious, is more that why people care about security. I mean, yes, we say, okay, there will be accidents and then it will harm. But in terms of your customers, are they asking for security evidences? And why are they asking for it if they,
Yes.
what is their motivation?
Well, when I think about the hundreds of conversations that I have with customers every year on security, there are constant themes that emerge, and these fall roughly under three categories. First, customers are concerned as to what security properties are required in their application or product, and what regulatory approvals need to meet, and of course, what will it cost to implement and test. So this first theme is about costs, controlling costs. It's about because teams and budgets are not getting any larger. And the second theme is about digital transformation and how to enable new business models, or indeed streamline existing business models to enable them to be more competitive. And it's clear that as businesses transform towards service-led business models to allow them to be successful in the digital economy, security has an increasingly important role in delivering and consuming these services. And then the third theme is really about mitigating risks. Security breaches are scary, puts the consumer at risk, but also your company's reputation is at stake. And the question that I ask myself is if these themes are relevant, and I do believe these have been relevant and will continue to be as ever before.
Yeah, but it's interesting that you also mentioned the cost. I think that's also an interesting topic in terms of security, because one side people want security, and on the other side people don't want to pay more for security.
That's right.
Yeah. So is there? I think that this is one of the challenges that everybody is facing in terms of the security in IoT world. Do you see there are other challenges? Maybe you hear from your customer or from you in terms of implementing security evidences or security evaluation?
We have many customers. We have more than 1,000 customers in all the different verticals, and we have feedbacks from many different types of companies. And security is something that big companies can afford to develop internally. They can hire groups of people taking care of security of devices, or even departments of security. I'm talking about the big names. But middle and small companies who work with us because we help them to bring their products to the market, they cannot afford in many cases to have a group of people working in security, a group of people working in connectivity, because it's not their area of expertise. A coffee machine maker, they know about making coffee machines, and now these coffee machines have to be connected to a wall using electronics that is not their area of expertise, and through this external connectivity, somebody can hack into their machines. So there is a concern on security because of the unknown of security. They are not experts in security. That's why we at Flex we try to design. We develop our own reference designs. So we try to follow all the security regulations, and we work with certification programs like PSA. So we try to have these certifications done in security in such a way that our customer, starting from our reference design, they have more trustness, or they feel more comfortable to work with us, because we are giving them the guarantees that what we are doing is the right way of doing these IoT devices.
Yeah. So I think you just answered my next question. I wanted to ask that if PSA in this case is helping you to solving those challenges, and you said yes, PSA, you are doing PSA for helping your customers who is not aware of security or who does not have much knowledge of security, and in that case, how do you think PSA is helping them or helping you?
Well, it's helping us, it's helping our customers because we give them some verification or certification that there is an regulatory body, an organization who is taking care of the of the design rules which has been followed to design this device, and it's a well-organized certification program where you have different levels of security, hardware, software, device, etc. And at least they have something to verify that. Well, I mean, what we are telling them is not. We don't say our device is secure because because we say it. There is an organization who gave us a stamp that our device has been gone through some tests. And this is how it helps us.
Let me add a comment to that as well. I think it's clear that the certification has always been an important part of the electronics industry. Whether you are railway, medical, or other vertical, there is always some certification to pass. But certification implies adherence to particular standards, design practices, or specifications. But when it comes to connected devices, the expanding threat vectors to security, certifications plays perhaps an extended role or a key role in helping OEMs deliver more secure products to their customers, but also establish customer confidence as well as trust, but also protect IP, reverse engineering, and so on. And here, PSA certified is a multi-level certification co-founded by ARM and other security leaders, including Brightsight, that provides 3 levels of security assurance. I think the overall objective is allows developers to implement security features from the ground up with established secure frameworks, or which is open source, and with the appropriate level for the given application. So there is a sort of a mapping. If you are doing this sort of application, then you need this sort of security properties. And then the certification that Brightsight provides brings assurance that certified products do have measurable security properties, sort of like a stamp. And these OEMs can leverage and use to convince customers that the products have been designed from the ground up with security in mind. And I think I see this as the main value of what PSA means.
Yeah, and I think, sorry, I want to add something to what Hector mentioned that is important. That having companies behind like ARM, where I don't know, I'm just saying one number. 90% of the devices in IoT devices are based on ARM architecture. Okay, maybe it's more, maybe a little bit less, but if somebody knows how to look into if a device can be compromised, ARM is one of them. So there's the right people behind this certification program. Just to mention one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you are saying is that ARM has the design of the silicon layer. That's let's say the root of trust of IoT devices. Yeah. And if they are aware of the security and they are making sure that the root of trust of devices is secure through this PSA certification, and also then the upper layers is built up on top. Yeah. And also that means, I think what Juan you says is that your customer can just use the security features that you already embedded into and is already certified. So in that case, it's also easier for them to make their product secure.
To build their own product on top of that. So we provide them a secure platform, who has been certified and built up on secure components. And this gives our customer a high level of confidence that they can bring a secure device out of that.
Yeah, and what Hector, you are saying is that this certification also give a lot of confidence to your customers that your product is secure and they can use it, and also the assurance of that, because this is evidence. Yes,
yeah,
I think
correct. Yeah. And if I can add to that, I mean, product security evaluation at Brightsight means that OEMs across all applications can get products ready and in compliance with the latest security regulations and requirements in record time, because you are experts at it. And I mean, I can list the number of regulations. In Europe, we've got ETSI 303645, we've got GDPR. In North America, we've got the NIST 8259A or the California law, and so on. We have Singapore, different cybersecurity regulations in Japan, and so on. So there's a complex, relatively fragmented ecosystem, but of cybersecurity regulations. But I do believe we are all aiming, generally speaking, in the same direction.
Yes, they also have to provide those mappings from its requirements to those standards. That also helps your customer, I guess, to give them confidence and also show evidence that they are compliant to those compliances of end devices. And one last point I want to ask, Juan, is that you already got your product PSA Level 1 certified. It's called iEnable. It's like how this certified certificate is helping iEnable or helping your customers who is using iEnable.
iEnable we were trying to put together all the good things of between off-the-shelf development solutions out there, type Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and this type of solutions, quick, cheap, easy to program, and also the good things of the customized design product. You know, if you want to have a new product in the IT space, many times you want to validate the business model you are trying to create in IoT. You know, you are a customer that you want to apply new digitalization of your business, and you want to collect. You know, you need to collect data, but it's many times difficult at the very beginning to know which data you have to collect, how often, what do you need to do with this data, and what is the value are you going to take at the end of this data. So at the very beginning, customers many times they have no clear business model, or even they do not know if this idea is going to give an ROI. So they want to try this IoT business or this IoT ideas on the field, and the iEnabler is the best way to try this quickly, because you don't need to you save the development times, you save costs, you save time, and at the same time you have a device which you can deploy on the field immediately. You know, so that's the idea of the iEnabler. And then of course Flex, we want to do manufacturing, so we hope our customers using the iEnabler, they will then move into a design phase which will be based on this iEnabler platform. So the reference design which will keep the same. So that's why the reference design should be secure, you know. So then we put now the stamp of that we went through the PSA certification, and now when we promote the iEnabler, we put we place this stamp on the when we discuss with our customers, and we explain them what this PSA certification means. And this is another point needs also to be a little bit more promoted. You know what PSA certification means. There is still a lot of unknowns about what is PSA certification. You know, everybody knows about the TÜV certification, or when you have to certify some other FCC certification. You know, but PSA certification is still unknown. So there is also a need of a marketing work there to make PSA certification as a well-known standard. You know, it's a very good standard in our opinion. It's very, very good program, but we need to bring this to you know, a global level that everybody recognize immediately. Oh, this device is already has the PSA certification. All the customers start to ask which level of PSA certification does your device have.
Yeah, and your customer who use this iEnable, I guess if they want to get a PSA certificate, it will be also easier because you already certified.
It's already based, yeah. We'll be just going to the next step, to the next level.
Also, that we're excited as Arrow to work with PSA certified and with Brightsight to bring secure platforms to the IoT ecosystem.
Yeah.
The collaboration between Arrow, PSA certified, and Brightsight, as mentioned, lowers the entry barriers to create platforms, platforms that can be reused by our customers, as Juan mentioned, platforms that are at least 70%, maybe 80% production ready, that allows them to have already measured security properties, which are tested, allows our end customers to reuse the certifications for their own application if they don't modify the security the underlying security properties.
Yeah, that's
and that security is really the responsibility of the whole IoT industry. And in that respect, in the PSA certified is part of the story about how collaboration will secure the future of IoT.
Yeah, thanks for your comments. I totally agree with you on that. And that's what you just said, that your customer can reuse this certificate is also solving what Juan said as one of the challenges, that they do not know much about security. I guess, yes. Okay, thank you again for your time. And I like this discussion very much. I hope next time I still have the chance to have such discussion.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Yeah, me too.